Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raids Offense. Today's video covers the recently completed Astra season, and I had a very smooth season myself, no deaths or losses, so that was nice. And not for lack of challenging maps either. A lot of the maps that I faced this past week were rather difficult, so we will see that reflected in today's two matches, which we can get into right now. The first map up is a rather sneaky return trap. You might be lulled into a false sense of security by the fact that Sarah is not adjacent to any flyers, and the Hrist damage on Lilina is offset by the healing tower. However, once Peony refreshes Dimitri, the Gentle Dream bonus will be applied to Sarah, allowing her to warp to Bernadetta, using return on her, throwing her at the attacking team, and possibly allowing her to get a KO if the attacking team is not paying attention. So the best way to get around this is to just place a unit in Winter Bernadetta's range. Do remember that with only one damage taken, return is not going to be used pre-combat. So if you place a unit in Bernadetta's range, then she will attack before Sarah uses return. Then Sarah will be forced to use return on Saros, which does nothing since Lilina is still in the space that she would have been repositioned to, and then the rest of the enemies can advance with the refresher kind of stranded up at the top of the map, so that should hopefully make the enemy's approach easier to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and send in the Brunia raiding party for this battle. The key thing here is to avoid the sneaky Gentle Dream warp return trap going on here that would otherwise possibly catch me by surprise. I will circumvent that by putting Altina in Bernadetta's range on turn 1, so Bernadetta cannot get return, since return is post-combat against only 1 damage. So she should attack, well, after the refresh. So she should attack, and then Sarah is going to use return on Saros. Did I say that right? Sarah is going to use return on Saros. There, if I didn't say it right the first time, now I did. And then the rest of the enemies should just advance without the assistance of Peony. So that's an interesting movement pattern. Let me take some thinking time here and make sure I've got this all right.
This is what I've trained for.
Alright, after assessing the situation and thinking the appropriate number of moves ahead, I've decided that the best course of action here is to eliminate Lilina and Leaf. So obviously, Lilina is going to go down to Regan. And then what I'm going to do for the Leaf combat is actually use Naga to smite Brunia over 2 spaces. Then I will have Altina reposition her 2 more spaces and have her attack. Now, both Saros and Dimitri are going to be going towards Plumeria as a red unit with absolutely garbage defenses. Garbage defense, at any rate. So what should happen is Dimitri's going to go straight down, and Saros is going to go straight to the left. And Peony is going to refresh Saros. So I just need to make sure that everybody is outside of the extended threat range on those 2, and this positioning should be perfectly fine. Let me go ahead and do this, and Micaiah will have Dragon Effectiveness for next turn should I need it. So that basically happened exactly as expected. Let me go ahead and take some more thinking time to figure out how I want to play this. Alright, I have decided that I want to attack Saros with Micaiah from below the Bolt Tower. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm going to reposition Brunia over to the left next. and the only way she'll be able to attack Dimitri with both her solos active is if I have Micaiah vacate that space where she was currently occupying. So I'm going to go ahead and reposition now. Okay, that's a fake one. Interesting. Brunia will go ahead and attack Dimitri, and then after this, what I'll do is have Regan smite Brunia out of the way, and then move Kanto over to the just one space to the right. She'll get a refresh from Regan and from Plumeria, and then Regan can go ahead and take out the Sarah. Just prevent her from attacking Altina. I think Altina might actually fall to an attack from Sarah. I'm not 100% certain, but not obviously a moot point with Sarah out of the picture. And of course, Regan can tank Plumeria can tank Peony quite easily. Gosh, I'm just mixing up all my names now. As a side bonus, the Bolt Tower's 30 damage puts Micaiah in Wings of Mercy range, which could be nice. And now I do want to get these Aether structures, so I'm going to go ahead and take what I hope is a final round of thinking time to figure this out. So what I've noticed is that Regan is in perfect position to wrap around Peony, flank her, and get that trap maneuver going. So let me go ahead and smite Micaiah up in there. Then I can reposition Altina and refresh Naga. Naga will provide another smite to Altina. And actually, I need to have Regan wrap around here first. Otherwise, I don't want to smite Altina into a potentially real heavy trap. So I need to grab the Aether structures. I think I can just do a Wings of Mercy shenanigan here with Naga warping here. Then Regan can do that. And can Micaiah take out Peony? Oh, she can. Nice. I'll let her do that then. Cool. That wasn't so bad, I guess. The second map is a rather devilish 7th slot trap. The idea is that Sigurd cannot outright lose the distance from closest enemy check, and is almost certainly set up to win the slot order check for the privilege to refresh Edelgard. Then, the smart placement of Reinhardt and Nana virtually guarantee that if the attacker didn't place a unit in enemy range on turn 1, Sigurd will threaten them after refreshing, which will prompt a rally from either his sword-wielding counterpart or Reinhardt. If you are just seeing the map for the first time, it is safer to assume that the rally will come from Reinhardt because that is more threatening. From there, Mirabilis can provide a refresh to the rally user, and they can go off to attack anyone in their range. As far as approach options, you do have some choices. The traps aren't set up to prevent a Gale Force initiation, so if you have the right team for it, you might be able to execute a turn 1 blitz maneuver. Another option is to bait Reinhardt from the right side, preventing him from rallying Sigurd. Do note, however, that this will likely cause Sword Sigurd to rally Reinhardt and receive Mirabilis' refresh, so your tank must be equipped to handle them both. Finally, you can hide as many units as you can in safe spaces, and place only units who can tank Reinhardt in his extended threat range on the left side. Even with 3 open backline spaces, you will need at least 2 tanks. If you can execute one of these strategies, you should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and send in the Brunia raiding party for this battle. I think the idea behind this map is that Sigurd refreshes Edelgard, gets a rally from Reinhardt, then Reinhardt gets a refresh from Mirabilis, and then he can go run amok. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place Brunia and Micaiah in Reinhardt's extended threat range. They can both tank him pretty well, so let's see if this map proceeds as I expected. So far, so good. Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking. And then Reinhardt attacks into Brunia, that's perfectly fine. So now that I've weathered the initial assault, I just have to respond to how the enemies choose to move. I believe Nana's going after Regan, so that should bring her down and to the left. And then we'll have to see what the rest of the actions are. So, let's see here. Okay, rally from Sigurd. Oh, and then a swap. Alright, so let me take some thinking time to figure out how I want to deal with this. I'm actually going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that Edelgard has Far Save and attack her by trying to fight Nana. Micaiah is going to wipe the floor with her due to armor effectiveness, and what's going to happen now is I can actually have Regan attack Nana and take her out in 2 hits. That's going to charge her Gale Force up a little bit, and then Kanto is going to activate, and I can place Regan in the space above Brunia. Then I will have Brunia reposition Micaiah and refresh Regan with Plumeria. That's going to allow her to go ahead and attack Mirabilis, get rid of one of the refreshers. And then she will have Gale Force active, so then she can just run away. Because the Refresher Sigurd is targeting, or threatens rather, my Brunia, the Sword Sigurd is going to rally him from the space to his right, because that is the safer space. And then I believe Sigurd does deal at least 5 damage to my Brunia, so he should attack instead of refreshing. Although obviously with Sigurd at the space to his right, there is no threat if he refreshes instead. Okay, so oh wow, that is an exact 5 damage. Wow. All right, I was not expecting that. Maybe that. I think he was panic smoked after Regan attacked Nana, so perhaps that plays a part in this. All right, so let's see here. Oh, I don't want to attack Saros with Brunia because of Soul. I like having Brunia under half HP. So let me go ahead and try this. Really? That's kind of a surprise, actually. I wasn't expecting Micaiah to be able to land the one-shot without the Divine Fang bonus. That's nice. Okay, so that will leave Sword Sigurd, and I just need to get in position to take the Aether Structures, which shouldn't be too bad. I think Regan I can just leave here, and then she could just walk up 3 spaces to grab the Amphorae. The enemy Sigurd should be going after Plumeria, so I am fully expecting him to move straight down here. Let me go ahead and do this. Brunia is in Wings of Mercy range, so Naga will be able to smite her straight up on the next turn. And then I fully expect that Micaiah will be able to eliminate Sigurd once he, goes straight down as expected. Perfect. Now Regan can grab the Amphorae. Oh, and she still has Kanto. That's funny. All right, I can grab the Fountain now, and Micaiah should be able to land the finishing blow.
I'm right here. Nothing can tear us apart.
And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raids Offense. Some pretty tricky maps this time, which was great. I hope to see you all again in a week for an Aether Raids Offense video covering the ongoing Light Season, so please do keep an eye out for that. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.